Hello, and welcome to another Exploring Cornwall video with yours truly, Captain Clumsy. Cue music. Let's go. And I'm now at Gorran, heading hopefully towards a place called Lamledra, or up Lamledra. Takes you via Emmick and Vault Beach and then down to Caerhays, which is often pronounced for the locals Caerhays, but as I said, you know, that's my version of it. Right. Progress can be frustratingly slow in these places. This is just what it is. Now, I'm going to go up Lamledra Hill, which is uber steep. Proper steep. But the views are worth it. So I'll pop up a picture or two of Gorran as well. They're heading towards Emmick and Vault Beach, I think. I'll also stick up a map on screen or a route. If you're intending to come this way, probably best walked or cycled really. You can go on the coast path. Now that is the car park for the beach. I think that's Vault and Bow Beach, and it's National Trust. Oh, that's the official car park. This one. So I won't go in any further because it's quite rough. But yeah, National Trust car park. So up Lamledra, there was a book published some while ago. There's a woman who lived actually at the house called Lamledra during the wartime years. Quite interesting if you can ever get hold of it. So Lamledra. I'll put up a link or a text to see if you can find it. The plants on the edge of the road are Alexander's, which was allegedly brought in by the Romans. Oh, so this is as far as we can. No worries. He shut the gate. So let's see if we can get in. No, you don't get this on roads up country. Yes. The beautiful wildflower meadow, beach below. I think it's Vault at one end and Bow at the other. It's a stunning location, is it not? Don't know why the man didn't put his little puppy on some kind of lead when he saw me approaching the dog. Oh well, nobody got hurt. This is probably one of those secret places. It's very difficult to find, although I suppose with the advent of TripAdvisor, Google Maps, etc., you get more people than you used to, but isn't it wonderful? Buttercups in flower, you've got all sorts of wildflowers in here. Birds. Yeah. Well, looks like a field, not a field fair, wheat here. Ooh, plenty of insects about. You might have to put the visor down a bit. But it's a good day with insects flying. That means there'll be birds looking for the insects and plenty of food for all. Eh? Yes, I think it's about a mile, 2 miles maybe, this walk overall. Yeah. you would probably, in all honesty, be better off with something like a Valiant or something a bit more flexible for challenging. Not that this road itself is bad, but I think, is that Trenaran down there? It might be. I'll show you interesting points on the map. And we've got a massive vista in front of us now. Fabulous, doesn't it? And footpaths to either side, all stretching out in the distance, the south coast. I'll just take a quick look over here. Yeah, there's another footpath. And even put it into gear, just roll. Here. So, that was Lamledra, Vault and Bow Beaches. I think it's Hemwick next. I'm going to try and pop in maybe to Caerhays with Porthlooney Cove and then Port Holland, which is also part of the Caerhays estate, and muddy bit up ahead. The water's drained away somewhat, but it's still very, 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 very muddy there. And that's the thing, a lot of water in these places. So I'm not sure. Left, I think, takes us down to Hemwick. I think basically in Cornwall you kind of got to follow your nose. I haven't planned out a route as such, so it's kind of what interesting places you find along the way. This is only meant to be a short vlog, this. I'm going to try and avoid the gravel in the middle of the road. Even 20 miles an hour is fast round here. Bedrugan. I used to know somebody who lived here. Yeah, so we're getting close to Caerhays now. And Pennar is where you walk up to the Dodman Point. Dodman, I think, is the largest Iron Age hill fort in Cornwall. It's got a very impressive rampart still. There's ponies grazing on it. There's an old Coast Guard watchman's hut. It's a very atmospheric place. Can be quite bleak in wintertime, but also fabulous views. And again, I'll put up a picture or two if I can find them. Conditions down here, not ideal. Riding a road bike like this one. There's a lot of accumulated over the winter time. A rabbit there. And of course, Cornish coastal cliffs in themselves are a hugely important resource. They have unique vegetation. Don't want to lose traction. So this is Hemwick, and lovely but pretty much inaccessible place. And there's a ford. Yeah, so I'm just going to pause for a second, draw breath. You can literally space for a few cars, and that's it. I think it's time to ford the ford. Coast path runs all along here, of course, and if I've got any pictures I'll show you them. Now I think we've got to do the ford. I could go over that little bridge. That looks a bit sketchy in itself. The rule of thumb with all of these places is keep going. Hurrah! So that was Hemwick. Yeah, trying to once more to keep to the bits with some traction on. As tucked away as they come. Yeah, well, I can't go backwards here. Let's go backwards, I'm afraid. Until I can find somewhere to get past him. There's probably a bit of a space on this. Well, it would be if he could reverse straight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you don't meet many cars on a trip like this, but when you do, it's a matter for some consideration. Another muddy spot, not too bad this time. Right, so I am back up the hill. Yeah, it's definitely better for something like a Himalayan or light trailback, you know. Not really an Italian thoroughbred like this. I don't know whether this is still working, the camera. Lots of insects today. Yes, we have video. Anyway, this thing's taken to stopping for no particularly good reason. Let's see if we can get past here. Might be able to. Yeah, I think so. Alright, cheers. Yeah. Locals are usually fairly considerate. They know the score here. You've got to find a way to get past each other, otherwise nobody goes anywhere. But a lot of the tourists don't get it, and they so tend to stop in awkward places, which make it difficult to pass. I'm not entirely sure where we're at. I think we might be at Caerhays, the village anyway, which is sat above the castle itself, and if it is that region, I'll stick up a photo or two. If there's any that I've got on my Redbubble or personal websites, I'll put a link up if anybody's interested. As I've managed to spend the time getting some good images. Oh, beautiful chapel. Right, so we are on the way to Caerhays now. So, over the years I've taken many photos in Caerhays of the castle. It's home of the National Magnolia Collection, but probably more renowned for being the home of the Williams family, who the name Camellia Williamsii documents the fact that they're very heavily involved in plant importing and the trade back in the sort of 18th, 19th centuries. So really quite significant. So a really important place to visit, but I'm not sure it's open much longer, Caerhays, because it really is a spring garden. So keep your eyes on that. Well worth a visit anytime from sort of March onwards when it opens. Another van. Oh, nice parking place. Excellent. Yeah. In winter, all these roads are very muddy and miserable, so definitely not suitable for a bike like this. Better for something with the knobblier tyres. Yeah. Got his dog on a lead, but no way for me to actually pass. Thank you, thank you. Bike says 19 degrees, which is about the warmest it's been all year here. We don't usually get it as warm in Cornwall as other places because of the sea breezes and marine climate, so it means doesn't get as cold. So, you know, that's why the place is so lush and green, because there's rain all the time. So Tregevarras on the approach to Caerhays. We're doing all at 25 miles an hour. The fastest I've been for several miles. An 80 hairpin there. Not one to be taken at 180 though. I mean, they've taken at 8. So that's the alternative route to this place, which I think I've taken you down before, so you may have seen some of this footage. So, Caerhays Castle to the right, I'll show you a picture or two of that, and Porthlooney Cove, which is owned by Caerhays. There's a deer park, there's a lake, there's all sorts of things here. It's a magnificent residence, and after Mount St Michael, St Michael's Mount, probably the most romantic place in Cornwall. Of which there are quite a few, actually. Godolphin House is nice. I'll take you down there one day. That's very old. No, I can't. Gotta be careful here on these tight bends. You don't end up T-boning a Range Rover, being T-boned by a Range Rover more likely. So we're going to go on just a little bit further. When Caerhays has their open day fete, they also open up the village, the church. They have cream teas and all sorts. It's great fun. Actually, all for charity, of course. So, if you're coming down to Cornwall, look out for that as an event. But the place is open. There are good walks around here too. So all these houses are owned by the Caerhays estate. Being out here on a professional basis, it's really quite hard to find places which aren't actually on the main drag, but yeah, so quite a few people around here, so I think we might go as far as the next village, which is Port Holland, also owned by Caerhays. There's the other side, that's the other drive. It's about a mile long drive, and beautiful plants. It's a good walk in itself. And there's Caerhays Church, very pretty, quite small actually, but you know, they got their own church for their castle. I say the present building was, I think, built in the 18th century, and it was designed by a famous architect. Was it Nash? Sure, but yes, it's replaced an earlier building, which I think it burnt down. Yeah, it has a bit of checkered history. I think it passed to the Williams family when the owners had to sell it because of gambling debts. It seems that gambling is not a modern problem after all. People were getting made homeless 200 years ago. Some of these roads on this section are really quite nice, so I'll leave you to enjoy. Done enough for today. Going to start the journey home inland. Oh, and a quick postscript, we once looked at buying that house over there. Let's try and avoid the various types of wild animal. Marvellous. Right, that really is it. I'll try and navigate my way out of this somewhat wet, which is going to make the bike absolutely filthy, in need of a wash. Yes. You don't fall over. Really didn't like it on that, did it? Oh, I did not like it on that. So I think I think we need to get on a proper road, somewhere that isn't covered in mud and gravel and rubbish. I can feel reasonably confident. I'm not feeling confident. Okay. Yep. Almost crossed there, me handsome. Oh, I know where I am now. So I've finally come out. We're on the inland road. Huzzah. So I may include sections of that in my final video, just a meander around some very small roads and lanes, taking in some places that really are off the beaten track. You have literally to unlock gates to go in them. Marvellous! So once again, I have been Captain Clumsy, you have been my audience. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one, and it'll be try and be a bit more organised next time. Or will it?